primarily the thing that I'm going to be talking about is vulcanite stems, particularly the pre-molded vulcanite stem, which is probably what most of you are going to be using if you're a novice pipe maker, because these come somewhat pre-formed. There's a lot of work to finishing one of these. Don't get the idea that this is something that you can just instantly take and pop onto a pipe, because there's a lot more to it. And that's what this video is about. I want to encourage you to use files rather than sandpaper for a lot of your finishing work. So the focus of this video is going to be on finishing stems and how to get them to the point to where they're ready to buff, but also to stress the importance of files, how you can use them and how they can really work for you. This is going to be most easily demonstrated from an overhead shot. So I'm going to take a moment, move the camera over, and get you into a position where you can see what I'm doing while I show you some different sorts of files and give you an idea of how you use them. You might have seen me pick up this file here. It's a modified file, another inexpensive file. This edge still cuts. This edge cuts up about 2/3 of the way, and then the teeth have been sanded off of here. This edge is smooth, and the same symmetrical design on this side. With a file like this, once you've opened up the button, you'll be able to get down inside of the stem and use this cutting edge on the back side, gradually coming in here, sanding this or filing this away. You'll be able to work your way down. Now, the reason this is tapered back, it has no ability to cut on this side. What it does do is it gives you enough room that this area here that does cut, you're going to be able to get that in there and get down inside to where you can work that down to the drilling that you've done from the opposite direction. So with a pre-made stem, you're going to have a lot of things that you're going to need to work on, and probably the most important part of a pipe, and what's going to make a difference when your customer goes to pick this thing up, make a decision whether this is something they want. One of the places that they're going to look is going to be at the stem. Stem is the part of the pipe that you interact with in the most personal way. You have a lot of other things that are working on you psychologically. As you have a pipe in your hand, you have the feel of it, the texture, you have the smell, the visual part of it. But what you really interact with is this button right here at the end of the stem. So I think that you can't spend too much time on this part. Overlooked by a lot of people. This being a ready-made, so to speak, vulcanized stem, it's made out of one piece. It's a vulcanized rubber with a sulfur compound in it that makes it hard and workable. This part here is what will become the tenon going into the pipe, and this part here is the edge of the shank, where it's going to have to be faced off to be perfectly flat here. And this button part here, as I said, is the part that's most important, where you are going to be interacting with it directly. The reason for this video is to introduce to you some ideas of how you might finish this, and how I want you to try and stay away from using sandpaper. You can see that I have quite a collection of files here that I've purchased over the years, and a lot of them have been modified in various ways, and I want to show you how to do that and explain to you the reasons why you might want to. This file, you can see, is real shiny on this face and real shiny on this face. It has teeth along this edge and along this edge. Well, this started out as a normal file, and I took it to a tool grinder and removed the teeth from these two surfaces. So what's happened with this file now is it only cuts on the outside edges. So this would be an edge cutting file, as opposed to, let me pull one from this drawer here and show you one that cuts only on the face. This file is actually a file of the same profile. The reverse has been done with this file. This file has the edge taken off on both sides. These two files work together to create the land at the back of the button. If you had a file with teeth along this edge and you were to file across the end along the edge of this pipe bit, you would not only be filing downwards, but you would be filing into the edge of the button along here. Not only that, when the file itself is made, these little teeth are created by a striking force. Striking, striking, striking. As that striking happens, it folds over a slight burr on the edge. So even the factory-made files that are supposedly safe on one edge, you need to go back and remove that, because otherwise it will undercut and leave a little groove right here. So the idea is going to be that once you have prepared this surface, you're going to be able to come in with a file like this one that has teeth only on the edge, and come in like this and put force against the button in that direction. Now, by doing that, this surface won't abrade against this surface, and the same but reverse principle happens as you work on this part of it, and with this edge here being safe, it protects this part here of the button. Now, if you were trying to do similar thing with sandpaper, if you were to fold your sandpaper over and carefully try and get in there, or even cut a very close bit of sandpaper, it's difficult to get in there and really get right to this mid part right in here, and you end up with a little crescent of area that either is not sanded smooth, or has undercuts in it, or is hazy looking. Also, when you buff, your buffing lines in this direction can pick up and emphasize any scratches that you've left in that process. So those are a couple of things that can help you with some of those surfaces. On the end, down inside, along the edges, all these surfaces are going to be of great importance to you. I want to show you something on a different stem. This one here I've done a little bit of work on. This one here is out of the box one.